Falafel, heel. Sit. Good boy. Good boy. All right, well, hello and welcome back to Animal Training Development Center. And today we have with us Falafel. Falafel is a young sheepadoodle, and I think he's probably around 8 months old, 7 months old, somewhere in there. And he is finishing up his 10-day board and train program with us today. And we thought we would just take him through his paces with you to show you what he's learned, and then give you a little bit of homework to do there with him at home when you get him back. So we always start off with unspoken command, which is basically the concept of a dog learning to never get to the end of the leash at any time for any reason. And so if I give him his release word, break, break, good boy. He's welcome to, get near the end of the leash and check out the camera. He's welcome to kind of check out things to his right, to his left, but the rule is that he should never get to the end of the leash. Now, the way that we prevent that, or what we do when he tries to do that, is we want to proactively tug back right before he reaches the end of that leash. So now he's a little distracted by another dog that's in the other room. If I start to walk away and he doesn't go to follow, he did, good boy, I would have proactively tugged right before I would have reached the end of that leash. So he can do whatever he wants in this mode. He just can't get to the end of the leash at any time for any reason. And this is a really good way just to enjoy a walk together and stuff like that. When it comes to higher levels of distraction or maybe some potential dangers, we definitely want to put him into the heel command that we taught. But before we get to that, let's just go over quickly the idea of sit. Falafel, sit. Good boy. Now, every dog I think I've ever met already knew how to sit before I started training it, but what we do is start to build them up what we call the distraction ladder. So, every dog knows the trick sit is the way I look at it. If you got a treat in your hand, you ask a dog to sit, I think 99% of all the dogs I've ever met already know how to do that. But to have them keep sitting until you tell them they can stop sitting, and being able to walk circles around them and have other dogs pass by them, and bounce balls in front of them and drop treats in front of them, are all the things that we did throughout the week. The big kind of grand finale for him was last night when we were at the Jorgensen's YMCA and we had our drop-in class, and he took part in that and was able to do a really good job despite joggers and bicycles and kids and other dogs and you name it. It was out there. We even passed a drummer boy practicing his drums out there. So working through those levels of distraction really make a dog great. And he's still holding. Good boy. Break. Break. Good. And once again, in that break mode, he can kind of do what he wants as long as he doesn't get to the end of the leash. So he doesn't have to sit anymore. He can stand, he can walk around, that sort of thing. Next, we're going to show you the heel command. When we're talking about the heel command, we're talking about a position in relationship to your body. And we've chosen the right side for Falafel, so he should always be at your right when you do the heel command. You're looking for his paws and your feet to be parallel with each other. You're looking for him to be close enough that you can reach out and touch him, but not so close that he's leaning against you or making you feel like you don't have freedom of movement if you wanted to turn a tight right-hand turn or something. So you feel like you can move wherever you want to, and at the same time they're kind of connected to you at this distance, no matter where you go or how fast or how slow you go there. When we teach this, we teach them that if we lead with our outside foot, and for him that would be your left foot, your inside foot is the foot closest to him, that'd be your right foot. So when we lead with our left foot, we've taught him that means that he should stay put. So I can walk a circle around him there. We've also taught him that when I lead with my right foot, that means to also heel. For right now, I recommend you give the verbal command and try to remember leading with your right foot as you go ahead and give that command, heel. Good. If he gets outside of that position, you're going to say no, and then repeat the command that he's doing, which in this case is heel. Good. There we go. Good boy. Nice. And an automatic sit comes at the end. Now, if he hadn't sat there at the end, he knows he's supposed to. You don't have to tell him to. In fact, you should remind him that he should already be doing it by just saying no sit and tugging in such a way that helps him pivot into the sit position, which is basically just kind of a 45-degree angle up and behind his head like that. Helps to position him into the sit position. Next, we taught him the down, down. Good. We use that hand signal over his head like that. I just use a flat palm that tells him down. And there again, if I lead with my left foot, he should stay put now in the down position. Good. And we'll come back to our heel position. And then when we give this command to heel, we're going to lead with that inside foot, heel. And we might try circles this direction this time. In general, when you are working with a dog that heels on the right, clockwise circles are going to be typically easier because you're blocking all the distractions to the outside of the dog. Versus if I go counterclockwise, now suddenly you'll see that he's going to be a little more tempted to look outside of me, right there, no heel, and that's very natural. So we ultimately want to get as good doing right turns as we are left turns, and left turns as well as we're doing right turns, but just kind of get why one's a little easier than the other. And if you find yourself in high levels of distraction, a good tip for you is to always try to keep your body between your dog and that major distraction. So I like that he heels on the right because of the way people drive, we tend to stay to our right. Well, if I'm staying to my right, my dog's on my left, as a person's passing me, if they're staying to the right and their dog's on their left, now we have two dogs literally crossing nose to nose from each other, and that is, in my book, one of the highest level distractions you can ever encounter. But if my dog is on my right, even if their dog's on their left, there's still my body between the two dogs, which is very helpful out in public. And if it so happens that their dog is also on their right, well, now we have two humans between the two dogs, and that definitely makes things go smoother. Another tip to practice when you give this heel command, be sure to go ahead and practice some figure 8 patterns. I'll try to do a tight little one here for you. Heel. And so you want to just do a left turn, kind of through the middle, no heel, and then a right turn. And that's the idea, is it allows you to practice both left and right turns. Come on, heel, there we go. Good. And a dog has to learn to slow down when I turn this way into him and speed up when I turn away from him. Something about geometry that I was never very good about, down. And the outside circumference of a circle has to travel at X amount of rate to keep up with the inside circumference of the circle, or vice versa. I don't remember how it went, but if they just explained to me that, you know, when you're turning one direction away from a dog, they have to speed up a little bit to be in position with you, and if you're turning left into them, they have to slow down a little bit to stay in position with you. I think I would have done better in geometry, but they didn't talk in dog terms to me back then, and it didn't go well for me, but that's another story. So you know, when he's in the down, he can lay down on his side like that and get comfortable. That's fine. If he gets too goofy, of course, you can correct him. This is at the end of our training day today, and we had beautiful weather through part of the day, but then it's been raining a lot here this afternoon, so that's why we're indoors right now showing you all this. Break. Good boy. Next, we're going to talk to you a little bit about the place command. And so we've got this yoga mat that you've given us to work with, place. And the only rule with the place command is they have to stay on it. So at this time, if he chooses to lay down, it's not like he's in the sit command where he has to keep sitting. He can choose to lay down. In fact, if he gets tired of laying down, he can get back up. And if he wants to roll over like he was back here, that's all fine. You can put a chew toy on the place with him sometimes to give him something to do. But this is one of those that you'll need to practice at home. We find that even once we've practiced it here quite a bit, if we move the yoga mat to the other side of the room, he's not spotting the yoga mat as just exactly what is supposed to be yet, and he'll maybe try one of these other pillows when we say place. So it's going to take some more practice to really get him good about knowing this is his place. We've got a scent covered with it and been working with him on it. And you know, the rule is he just needs to stay on that. And this is really good if you practice it. If you don't practice it, it's one of those that you can't count on very well. So it does take quite a bit of practice. Like right here, he's off of it. Just no, place. And I'm just saying the word no, and then always after the no, we repeat the thing they're supposed to be doing. Are you playing, being goofy? He's a fun dog, and as you can see, he's more fun to watch than TV. I enjoy just watching his antics, and he's always up to something. He's got a lot of personality. We've really enjoyed training him. We've built him through a high level of distraction for his age. I'm very proud of him, how he was able to do all the work. He gets along great with all other dogs that he's ever met. He's fun. He's just a super dog. So we've really enjoyed him. We thank you for your trust in us. We're going to splice this video together with some of the video that we shot last night at the YMCA and show you him in action out there with all the big distractions and the other dogs and all that stuff. And then we're going to send you the video and let you take a look at it. Go ahead and practice some of the things on it. And then when you're ready, you get one lesson that goes with this package that you've already paid for. And so we'll get together, do a lesson, maybe at the Y. That'd be a good spot to go and do that. Oh, no place. So again, thanks for your confidence in us and your trust. And we've enjoyed having Falafel. And we always wish you and everybody else happy training. Break. Good boy. All right, guys, well, welcome back for drop-in class tonight. We've got a beautiful day to train. We do want to keep an eye on the weather for next week. It's already looking like it might be one of those hot ones. If they issue any kind of weather-related advisory for heat, we're not going to come. So we'll just see what happens. Let's everybody start with a sit command. Falafel, sit. Oh, sit. Once they're in that sit position, let's go ahead and walk circles around in both directions. Very nice. Very nice. Let's go ahead. Bonnie knows the routine. She's already. Let's go ahead and follow bodysuit and everybody in a down. Falafel, down. No. Down. And then the same idea, leading with your outside foot. They should stay put as you walk some circles that way. Very good. Now I say hold their down, see if you can pet your dog, making sure they stay in their down position. And then sometimes even harder, stop petting your dog and see if they remain in the down position. Good. No. Down. Down. All right, next we're going to go one at a time and we're going to, nope. Down. Nope. Down. One at a time, we're going to heel around the outside of the circle, and the first time around, do an easy circle, and then if it went well, then do a hard circle. So an easy circle is keeping your body between you and your dog and the other dog. So I'll start us. Falafel, heel. No, heel. No, heel. Good. No, heel. Good. Good. No, heel. That went pretty well, but I'm still going to take another easy lap. He's just fired up. So we're going to just make it easy again for me. Good. Heel. Heel. Good. Sit. Down. Good. All right, Deb, your turn. No. Down. If you stay more upright, you'll have more authority. I know you want to get in his ear and talk to him, but it's better to stay straight. Right, Susan? There you go. There you go.
Maybe by the third dog? Maybe.
They call it dogged determination for a reason.
Come. Hey, come. Back here. Sit.
Come forward just a little bit so,
Come forward.
yeah, just like into this area here would be good. There you go. All right, Steve, let's take Bonnie for a few laps.
No. Stay.
Good boy, Falafel. Good boy. That's a good boy.